and something has to happen in a big way to change it. And all these things need to be addressed, right? Healthcare of soldiers needs to be addressed. Reform of the police, reform of these communities. Like, it has to be addressed. If you're going to spend trillions of dollars to bail out these large corporations, you've got to work on these other problems too. You can't just ignore them because they're not the ones who are funding your campaign.
And that's a huge issue, and that's the thing that's got to stop. Look at even 2008, right? So we have this enormous economic collapse in 2008. The housing market sinks, and these derivative mortgage things go down, and the world economy grinds to a halt. Thousands of people lose their job, foreclosures all over the place. So they come in and they pump billions of dollars into the organizations that sunk the fucking ship in the first place.
Yeah.
That's where the money goes. And I remember asking the Treasury Secretary at the time, you know, this is a mortgage question, right? Because the derivatives made it like a geometric problem. So if they're bundling mortgages and 8% of those mortgages go underwater, it sinks the derivatives market, which is trillions of dollars as opposed to billions of dollars. So I said, you know, with all that money, what if you just made those mortgages that were underwater whole? Because the moment you do that, doesn't that fix your derivative problem? Haven't you just made, and plus then people get to keep their houses. And what he said to me was, you can't do that because of moral hazard.
Huh?
So moral hazard is a theory that you can't incentivize bad behavior. So what he's saying is, the people that took out mortgages on their homes that went underwater, that's their fault. So you can't bail them out because that would be sending a hazardous message morally about the economy. So I said, what's the moral hazard of then making the people that actually blew up the economy whole again? What's that? How is that not moral hazard? And he said, the plane was on fire and we had to land it.
Wow. But
they lit the plane. They were the ones who lit the plane on fire. How are you're rewarding them for that?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard both sides of that argument. I've heard the argument that nothing's too big to fail, let it fail. And then I've heard the argument that if it did fail, it'd be so catastrophic.
But I'm saying it wouldn't have failed. So it was a failure because they bundled
more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did it all to themselves.
But if you made the mortgages at the base of that, okay. So let's say 10% of the mortgages were underwater. So let's say you had a $200,000 mortgage and now the house is only worth $150,000. So instead of giving $1 million to AIG at the top, give $50,000 to that mortgage, bring it into line with its value. Suddenly that thing's not underwater anymore. It's like putting ballast into a ship that's sinking. Put the ballast in, the ship comes up, rather than just saying, all right, we'll buy you another fucking ship.
That almost seems too logical, though. That's right? That's kind of part of what's the problem with all this.
But that's what I was saying. Like, yeah. When you said, that's moral hazard, I was just like, I don't even know what to do with that.
Incentivizing bad behavior doesn't count when you're the ones who tank the economy. I mean, it's like what you're talking about today. Like if someone tried to say that these small businesses that are going under because of the COVID sanctions, because everybody's been locked down, rather, if those people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, it's a great example why that analogy sucks. Because like there's nothing to do, man. You can't work. There's nothing. You like, what do you want them to do? There's no opportunity. It's everything's shut down. If you go under at this time, it's not your fault. It's one of the rare times.
If I'm the government right now, here's something I could do that's like, again, like it seems like a simple solution, which is like just suspend and extend.
Yeah.
So the country's shut down, right? What's people's oftentimes biggest worry? My rent or my mortgage?
Yeah.
Suspend and extend. You know what? We're going to do a 6-month suspend. Nobody is going to, and if the landlords need to be helped out, that's where we'll focus. We'll make sure that the landlords don't go under from having to pay too much in taxes or having to pay too much in repairing. But attack the problem at its core, which is people's insecurity about they're unemployed, they have to still pay the rent and their mortgage or other bills. Let's take a big chunk of their nut, oftentimes for people, mortgage and rent is one of the biggest nuts. Just fucking say, like, because clearly we have the wherewithal and the money. We're suspending and extending. Everybody, like, give people a chance to breathe just for a moment. And for the landlords, I'm not trying to dick them over, like, give them some kind of rent, a real estate tax break, or some operating expense. Keep everybody, you know what? It's almost like you're a patient on a ventilator. Like, let's just keep everybody a fucking live.
Yeah.
Till we get past this moment, because they keep saying, well, we gotta reopen the economy. We are the economy.
Right.
There is no, corporations may be people, but corporations still can't catch COVID. We can. So I don't understand why they don't do something that seems simple and addresses like a real concern, grassroots, on the floor.
Again, you're speaking too logically. I think it's